I can't remember the word.
Nene. It's all right, they can probably still hear you anyway because the microphone's switched on. Good evening, friends!
Good evening!
Good evening and welcome, or as a friend of mine who I recently met would call it, story time. Hello, Dawny, hello, Lynn, and hello to everyone who's watching online. The camera's gone skew-iffy, but it's back now, so we're all right. The spirits are interfering with the signal already, isn't that wonderful? But good evening and welcome everyone to another Thursday evening here, live in Littleport Village Hall. I hope you're all enjoying basking in the sun or scurrying away and hiding in the shade like me. But do, of course, have a wonderful, uplifting evening tonight. Because we are going to welcome now our medium. It's been a while, but it's good to have him back. So please give a raucous, uplifting, proper Littleport welcome to our medium this evening, Mark Drake! And of course, Mark is here to prove that life is eternal. And before we get too far into it, because I know what I'm like, I'm slightly forgetful, occasionally, get carried away with myself. Before we get into that, let's open this evening with an opening prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, divine source of all creation, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to unite under a banner of love, of hope and of friendship, to witness that your proof and your truth, that life is indeed eternal. And so, as we place this service in your care and keeping, we ask that the veil be lifted and that your loved ones and all of the loved ones that gather around us draw close and reach out to let us know that they are there. And with all things said and done, everything we do will be in love, truth and light. Amen.
Amen.
Notices time, because there's a really, really important one for anyone who is part of the White Feather Shamanic Drum Healing Group, you're not over there this week. You are, of course, going a wandering amid the greenery and chanting up the forests. So if you are a regular and you haven't heard about that yet, you obviously need adding to the WhatsApp group. If you're interested in going shamanic drum healing, then please see Eunice after the service. And that's how I get away with not remembering where it is or what time it is. Just pass it over to the PA over there. But if you are a drummer and haven't heard yet, you're not in the hall this week. You are out and about exploring in the greenery, and it's going to be wonderful, 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 wonderful. I remember the last time we did such a thing that I was involved in, and Mum came along, and let's just say she beat me and Barbara Price at a race, which was good fun for her. But the shamanic drum healing is a wonderful thing, so if you are interested, please reach out to Eunice. And if you're at home and interested, reach out to Eunice too. That is really the only notice that we've got of up-and-coming moments within the next week, but of course a reminder that our medium next week isn't just one, we got a twofer. Because it's that annual time of the year that Reverend Tony and Reverend Jean come jaunting all the way down from the Rotherham area to come and see us. So Reverend Tony Swindles and Reverend Jean Pearson will be down next week, all the way from Rotherham. So if you want to come and see that, it's going to be a huge, huge laugh. And of course, another notice that goes tie in hand with that. If you're interested in breakfast on the Dutch, then do come along, because the next morning we usually find ourselves having breakfast together as well. But details will be provided when we can set the timings up next week. So if you want to come and have breakfast as well, the morning after, the night before, feel free to do so. It is a social occasion after all. So friends, it has been a good few weeks since I got the opportunity to say a word or three on behalf of Spirit in this lovely hall of ours. With the election getting in the way, with my back getting in the way, it's always difficult to be able to get here in such circumstances. And so you've got off lightly for a good few weeks. Your run of success and joy is over. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. I want to talk this week about this way of life in general, in terms of what it is we do, in terms of how we conduct ourselves, in terms of how we present ourselves to each other in the outside world. Because there's a lot of changes going on in this way of life. There are ways of it, of course, but we are constantly and forever evolving as a way of life, as various different groups, as various different churches and centres, as mediums and as individuals. There's always this path of evolution open to each one of us. And as part of that evolution is learning from each other and learning bits and pieces and picking up stuff from each other and other people. And in that circumstance, in that situation, sometimes we come across people who have got wondrously complicated words, wondrously complicated tales, wondrously fancy comments and words and titles and descriptions for what it is we do. But my friends, to evolve spiritually is to let go of the boundaries that separate us, to let go of the boundaries that tie us down to the physical life. And so to keep adding fancy titles and fancy words to all of these various different things is contradictory in this medium's humble view. There will always be people in this way of life, as in every way of life, who are seemingly out for number one, seemingly out to prove a point and make out like they're the only one that knows the best thing. Be cautious. Because anyone who has spent any amount of time in this way of life knows The journey of development and growth is eternal and ongoing. And the journey of growth and development transcends this physical life. So we can't know everything in this physical life, and we won't. But the effort to try, to know a little bit more today than what we did yesterday, to know a little bit more tomorrow than we did today, that's the journey of life. I have always fought against statements about ego, because ego means self, and we must be aware of ourselves in order to keep the negative parts of it in check. But my friends, if I were to come to you and say, well, in order to achieve enlightenment, you have got to dance around 3 times, jump over flame, and I've got a new method for you, and it's called the purple-headed dinosaur way. You'd look at me like I was a plonker. And do you know what? You'd be absolutely right too. In order to progress mediumship, in order to progress spirit, we've got to think just as much about ourselves and each other as we do on a balanced and even scale. But we've also got to strip it all back to basics. None of this fancy, complicated stuff. I mean, I know I'm guilty. There are times I've stood up on here on a Thursday night. Looks like I had a thesaurus for breakfast, a dictionary for lunch, and had a side salad of the internet for afters. But we must always endeavour to keep it simple, stupid, as that old saying goes. KISS. Because the more we put complex terms, the more we make things sound spooky and weird and different, then the more people are going to look at us in that way. But if we were to make this way of life exactly what it is, part of existence, real, normal, as it is, then we can spread the word of spirit, not just to each other, but to thousands and thousands of people all around the world. So let's hold back on making things sound complicated. Let's do what we enjoy, the way we enjoy it, and break down the borders and boundaries that are created with complex and fancy terms. It's the world of spirit, it's the spirit. It's a soul, it's a spirit, they interchange. If you prefer using Great White Spirit or Divine Universal Source or God, it doesn't matter, so long as you indicate that. It doesn't matter what you call it, it doesn't matter how you call it, so long as you make it possible for each of your brothers and sisters of this earth to understand what it is you're talking about. And so I make a commitment here and now, for my part, and ask everyone else to do the same. Keep it simple. Take the word out of spirit into the world and never give an inch. Because the more we can bring it back down to its basics, the less we exclude people. And any action, any attitude, any words that causes division, separation, and raises boundaries has no place in this way of life, because unity is everything. So please, be free, be bold, and be brave. Be yourselves. And in the words of that great and humble poet, stuff everything else. God bless you all, and thank you for listening. I'll make your job hard this week, haven't I? Now we are going to have our reading for the evening, which of course I'm going to hand over the mic and over to Eunice. So please welcome for our reading tonight, the lovely Eunice. You should play one because you haven't given anything more.
When I was walking out one day in the countryside so green, I stopped a moment to make a note of everything I'd seen. Flowers, insects, animals, all all of which were wild, and wonders about life's beauties. So I just sat and smiled. The troubles of the day were gone in such a restful place. It's easy, and it's free, you know. So just go out, embrace. The rain had started pouring down, but that, it mattered not, for it's rain that makes things grow, you know. Troubles all forgot. Then the sun came out once more. The warmth, it felt so good. At the warmth, I felt it so. Rays of light are all so free, so try it, you will grow. The reason why I'm saying this is really plain to see, to give you strength to carry on. You know what's coming now, don't you? So go and hug a tree.
Well, it's so big and simple. And that make it, and yes, growth. Thank you, Eunice. Ladies and gentlemen, Eunice! Yes, growth, absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you and your inspirers, Eunice, for a wonderful reading. And definitely, if you're free on Sunday, go and bang a drum and hug a tree. I'm sure there'll be quite a few there to hug. There'll be enough for each one, won't there? So excellent stuff, thank you. And now, friends, is the time when I'm going to hand over again, because we're going to have the healing part of our service. So it's a good job one of the healers has finally arrived. Well done, dear. Well done. Tony will explain all, but I think pretty much most people here have a rough idea how it goes now. But if you don't pay attention, because there are some, but should you need healing, Tony will explain what to do. And if you want to give healing, Tony will tell you what to do. So please welcome to the front, Tony.
Evening all.
Evening.
So, just before we get into the series, even more serious, we have a few names from the healing book for today. Agatha, a friend of mine, is passing away. I don't know who wrote it, but commiserations. Roger, Alan, Amanda, Catherine, David, Sylvia, Freedom, Nikki, who's just not well. Kate, Kev, Maggie, Danny, Elaine, and Rusty.
Caroline.
I didn't get a chance.
I forgot.
We'll let you know. Caroline as well. So while we're doing the healing, if you can pass your thoughts through to those few people, we would really appreciate it. As I say most weeks, it is fundamental when we get together that we offer healing. It is also fundamental that as part of this way of life, you can either offer it or you can receive it. Both are equally as important. So if you would like to receive some healing, please raise a hand. If you're happy to give some healing, please go to where there is a hand raised.
Joy, you need healing? I need healing. What's cool again?
Was that your hand?
So, Great Spirit, if you would please look down upon your recipients here, get the healing through to the healers, and make sure that they receive the healing they deserve. Go now. you, healers, if you can just bring yourselves back. As I say every week, thank you to those who asked for healing.
What you doing?
It's very important that you
Sorry?
all.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Tony and our healers. And the camera's playing wonky again.
It is.
I don't know what's going on, actually.
The device unexpectedly stopped. Oh dear. That's not good, is it? Hang on, let me give it a wiggle over here. Oh, I think we're back. There we go. So now, friends, is the time in our evening. See, I lied to you now, isn't it? Because I know. See, you all moan about how long it takes me to do my philosophy, because the healing's always the same amount of time. The readings are round about the same amount of time. We're starting 7 minutes early. So I am, so don't you ever say that I do too much philosophy again, all right? We are about to... It's not that bad. In a moment, I am going to hand over, of course, to Mark to give us our demonstration. But should he come to you, of course, please answer in a clear voice, yes, no, don't know, in order to make sure that we're all catered for, because let's face it, we're all blooming nosy. And do send your loving thoughts to him throughout the evening. And don't forget that if the curtains start twitching, it's the wind, and we can hope for that. If the lights start flickering, it's the camera, not the lights. And if the chairs start spinning, follow me. I'll be on the way out first before anybody else. But do have a wonderful, wonderful evening and be uplifted as we welcome to the platform our good friend, Mark Drake. And I shall plug you in, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll turn that doobie round so that I can plug it in there, and then it shouldn't be in the way.
Lovely, thank you. Everyone hear me all right? Okay, a few of you have seen me before, there's most of you haven't seen me before, have you? No, okay. Well, generally I work with feeling. I sometimes hear them, I sometimes see without seeing is the way I put it across, because I don't really know how to describe it yet. As Nick has already said, bless him, just yes, no, don't know. If I get a don't know, we'll figure out. If I get a no, I'll figure out where I've gone wrong and we'll go back. Give me a second to give you someone. I have a tendency to walk off, so if I start wandering around, you'll get used to it, just to build the energy up. Because I know there's a few here at the moment. I'm just getting over that healing. That was lovely, thank you, because I could feel it while I was sat there. I thought, this is amazing, these lot together, this healing. Okay. I have a gentleman want to step forward. I want to say, Father, what I was aware of this gentleman while I was sat over there, and he kept tickling the side of my face, so I know he may have passed with a stroke, or he would have had a stroke within his life. I know with him he's got a bit of a sense of humour, because he's like myself, and he was playing me up while I was sat in the chair. I also know, I feel with this gentleman that his daughter is in the room, and that's who he wants to speak to. I know that later in his life he would have had issues with his hips, because I'm walking a little bit funny and I can feel him as he draws himself close. Is this making sense to anyone so far? No, he's hiding. The person that I was looking at before we started, okay, let me work with this then. Will she be long? Does anyone else know him for me to pass someone before she comes, or do you want to? Right, so is it making sense so far? Right, okay. The cheeky chap bit, because he really wants to put that across that he's a bit of a cheeky chap. Yeah, okay, he's a bit of a wind-up merchant. I'm also aware as he's drawing closer as well, he would have either smoked or had an issue with his throat towards the end of his life, because my voice has gone a bit hoarse. Right, okay. I'll wait for her for this. you want me to carry on with this, Nick, while we're waiting for her? Just keep it going.
Just keep it.
Right, okay. What else do you want? Right, lovely.
You're in trouble now.
Dad's here. They've told me it's for you. He's telling me he's a cheeky chappy. He would have had a stroke towards the end of his life. He's also got an issue with his hips. He's got a hoarse throat, as if he was a smoker, or he would have had an issue with his throat towards the end of his life. Is this making sense so far? None of it. Well, you told me that wrong, didn't you? Oh dear. He's laughing. None of it at all.
Hang on, I'll listen to more if you've got more.
Oh, let me get. Okay, come on. Are you aware of a stroking on the left of the face? This is where I'm getting the stroke from, but he was stroking me on the left of my face when I was sat over there. The gentleman has come forward. He was making me aware he was a dad. If he's not father, he could be grandfather, but I wanted to say father. That's how he feels fatherly to me. I also know that he's got an issue with his arms as well, because of my biceps have got some sort of issue going on and I can't.
But it wasn't my dad.
Was he like a dad? I want to get the dad reference across. This is why I want to keep this going, because it's coming.
He was a father role because he took on, he took on a father role, but not with me. You know what I mean? He took on a father role with my
Do you know
mum.
his children? Sorry, he's talking to me at the same
I know
time.
his children, I know
Right,
his
thank you. So he is a dad, but he's a dad that knows you. Do you know about this arm issue that he keeps giving me, though?
he was paralysed.
Right, thank you, because my arms are like, I don't know. I can move the bottom of them, but not up here, not really. I know I am moving them because I'm fighting with it, but
He hasn't got
bless.
a kid now.
are you in contact with his kids?
Yeah, my mum.
No, it's right. Right. Are you aware that one of them's been poorly or been down just recently, because this is why he's coming forward? You're not aware of that. Is his wife still in the physical world? She's with him. Right, okay. There is definitely something with his children that he wants to discuss. They're either going through a rough time or one of them's not well, but there is definitely something that he wants to discuss about his children. Has he got a son? Because I want to go to the male side.
I don't know. He was married before, then he married my mum.
Okay.
He had children with that person.
And
Then
there's,
he had children.
but I want to say that the ones that he
But
wants,
she's got children.
possibly, but it's children that he wants to discuss.
Right, okay.
I want to go to her eyes. He's telling me about an issue with eyes, because my eyes are going a bit blurry as I'm standing here. Does one of them wear glasses, you know, or need an eye checkup?
They all have eye problems.
Okay. He's not narrowing it down for me, is he?
No.
Okay, come on. What else? Okay, no, thank you. Have they got their own children and there's a relationship breakup? He's not making this easy for me. He's
I
like,
don't really know much about that.
okay, right. Let me get more.
Well, you can take it.
Yes?
I can take most things, but not the stroke.
Can you take the stroke on the face?
No.
Okay, maybe he just likes stroking me. You can take the rest of it.
I can take the son, the children, relationship breakup.
Right, okay. Let me just. And they're people you know, or they're in your family?
I'm the daughter.
Thank you. Well, I said I wanted to talk to his daughter. You're making me go around the houses with this here. Oh. That's why you can't take it. Oh, you're making me work. Is it that you're not aware of this comforting stroke, though? Are you quite sensitive to spirit? No, it's just that bit.
I see things sometimes, but I'm not aware of anything going like that.
Okay.
I thought you meant stroke.
Well, so did I at first, but I'm not. Can you take the paralysed or the issue with the arms though as well? So I had two, I think, because you told me we was going one way, so one come in, and then we've switched gears because you can't take it, haven't we? Okay, let's go back again. So you can take my. This will be interesting. So it is Dad, and you understand the son isn't so your brother. Are we going to? And he's got problems. Does it involve the children as well?
He's got a daughter, my son, my brother.
Right. Okay. Let me retract this a bit with him. Because it feels what he's trying to say to me is that there's the breakup, and mum of the child is trying to not let him see his daughter so much. That's what it feels like. Obviously, they've got a breakup, but is she being funny? You know how some. Is that what the issue is? The distance. Don't give me too much, please. I think I'm making it up. So you can understand though that.
So I cannot. No, I know exactly what you're.
Yeah,
about.
as long as you know, I don't need to know.
I do know. I can tell you.
Right, no.
I do know.
See, she knows and I don't know. I'm there. I'm getting there. We are getting there. Cool. You said an hour, Nick, but I think we'll be an hour on this one. We've been 15 minutes so far. I told you we had. He's laughing. No, I'm only winding you up. I'd rather we have a laugh. It's in the past, but you understand where we're going, right? Okay, brilliant. Because he wants to be acknowledged, but he wants to send him his love. Does Dad come through very often?
Pretty often, yeah.
He's a chatterbox, isn't he? Because he was the first one in. There was a queue, but I thought it was Nick bringing him in, but I had like a queue at the back, but there was this specific gentleman that would not leave me alone. I said, look, not till we go up there, but he was. Yeah, he was. Okay, yeah, well, I don't need to go over it. As long as you understand, then we can get to the next bit, and hopefully you'll get that bit, and then we can keep going, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So had he passed before this was going on, or after this had gone on? It's just that he's acknowledging it. That's the reason I'm asking. He's acknowledging that he was aware of it.
Breakup between him and my brother.
Right.
He passed before all this to do with my
Brother and his wife. Well, this is the bit he wants to talk about, not the issue with the son, the issue that the son has been through since he's passed. He's just acknowledging that he was aware of it, and so it could be that your brother was getting the stroke face that we got earlier on then. So he might be more aware of that. You're welcome. Right, let's go. He's giving you a kiss though. You're quite fond of your dad when you were younger, weren't you? He said you're the apple of his eye. That's why I'm asking, because I can feel him hugging me from behind because he wants to give you a hug. Oh, bless him. What else? Okay. Did he pass before Mum? Or is Mum still here? Thank you. It's just that he wants to reference thank you to you for like stepping up. Would that make sense when he passed? That makes sense. Don't worry about but you stepping up to you having to be the strong one. That's what I want. Where I want to go with this. When everyone else was broken at the time, obviously, although it was hitting you, you stood up.
I had a conversation with my stepmother.
Right. Thank you. That's what he's acknowledging. He wants to say thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Oh, bless him. He's proud of you. He feels like he didn't tell you enough when he was here, and he maybe should have done. So he wants to tell you now. Okay. Did you say you're aware of spirit? Mm-hmm. Does she develop in your circle? Okay, because there's a reference to possibly starting again. So don't be surprised if they don't come knocking. Oh, and healing as well. Because you're gifted more than you know. He says you've got more qualities than you give yourself credit for. You're welcome. Yes. Oh, bless him. He just said ta-ta for now. I'll see you soon.
Awesome.
I'll leave his love with you. All right. Okay. Where are we going now? Right, okay, I've got a mum here now. There's a lady that's come forward. I know towards the end she would have suffered from vertigo or she would have just had dizzy spells, but I know she's very unsteady on her feet because I want to fall over here. I also know she had shortness in the breath towards the end of her life because I'm not breathing too good as I'm trying to describe her to you. And she's very dainty. I want to, or height-wise compared to me, she's very petite. And it's, thank you, it's mum. It's a mum. Anyone take her so far? You can take her? May I work with you? It's definitely mum, yeah? I'm just working on that side with them because sometimes I muddle it up, so I want to work on it with them. You understand the dizziness, the struggle with breath? Oh, bless her. Oh. She's telling me, though, that she's younger than her years. In her heart, she's younger than her years. Does that make sense? Because she's telling me she would have loved to have danced, but she couldn't have danced because her legs wouldn't let her. Okay. You're very similar in ways, she's telling me, and it's the way that she brought her up, because you sound like two peas in a pod, which I often get from them when they're referencing that you're very similar to her. She's telling me that she was glam in her younger years. Does that make sense? She's telling me she liked to dress up. She liked to be a lady. Oh, bless her heart. I also know of her that she uses of love, so I know that you would have felt her love when she brought you up. She would obviously show her children that she loved them. She's very family orientated, she's telling me. Don't forget that, she just said. Don't forget that. And she's on about grandchildren as well. Don't forget that I love family. So I know with her as well that Christmas and birthdays would have been very important to her. And I know that this is a general, but I know that she would have liked to have cooked or made cakes like a lot of them do, but she would have loved that because it comes with the whole party deal, doesn't it? And thank you. And she's saying that you had family Christmases and she liked to put the spread on, is how she's put it across to me. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. All right, okay. Just ask her why she's come. She's saying that at times you don't feel yourself, you've been getting a little bit down lately, and she's come to G you up. This is the way she's put it across, because her legs work now, so she's come to give you a little pick up the bottom, she just told me. Oh, bless her heart. But she's saying, yeah, she's okay, thank you. She's telling me that you carry the world on your shoulders sometimes and you maybe shouldn't. And life's too short to get stressed about the things that you are getting stressed about. Is that making sense? Brilliant. Oh, bless her. She's proper old school, isn't she? The way she's coming across, because she's standing there. I know she's got a sense of humour. I know she's got the love going about, but she's lets it go over her head. Everything's going over her head. She's not phased at all. She's not phased being here. She quite likes being at the front. She likes being centre of attention. She's telling me, yeah, she's loving it. She's like centre stage, she said, and she can let everyone feel her presence. That's what she said to me. She's oozing out here with her presence. Oh, bless her. She's saying that you've got that personality about you, but you've held it back just lately. Makes sense? Okay. She's also saying that family's a big thing for both of you, but you are not getting that much family time that you should have. And this is what she wants to point out today. Yeah? Am I right here? Oh, she's right. I'm just telling you what she's telling me. She's mentioned holidays, so I know she would have liked holidays, but she's also telling you that you need a holiday, because I can feel her telling, she's like, come on, tell her. Because the sea's very soothing and being near water and the beach and the weather's nice and you need to get out there, and she's just put her feet up and she's having a cocktail, but she's making me laugh. And she's just loving it. She's saying sunshine makes everything better. Oh, bless her. She's saying, I'm wondrous. She's saying, I'm wondrous. Tell her I'm wondrous here. And she's just got this cocktail, you know, the little palm trees and that in them. She's just chilling. She's just telling me, tell her to chill out more often. Trying to get be daft more often. And she did swear, but I don't want to swear. She says, you're too damn straight at times. Straight laced, does that make sense? Live a little, she said, because I know that with her, she would have enjoyed herself. And although she's saying that her life would have been harder back then, in terms, or they would have had less money and stuff, but they made do, and they worked at everything, and they just didn't worry about it, did they? The little things mattered, and that's what they often try and point out to us, that the little things are what matter, not money, not having expensive things. She's just saying, enjoy what you've got. and family's like the biggest part that you need to enjoy. Okay, right. Sorry, she's shifting gears. She's saying at times that the family don't always, they're at loggerheads sometimes because things don't always work out, but to sometimes let it slide and just work it out. Does that make sense? I know where she's going. Okay, she's telling me she's a matriarch, so she kind of would have clipped everyone around the ear. She's telling me she's telling me that if she was still about in the physical, you'd all get it. Is how she just said it. She'd all get it. She'd sort it out. Oh, bless her. Okay, and you're too soft sometimes. She's saying you need to stand up for yourself. Yeah, oh, bless. Sorry, she's talking to you. Okay, you let people trample on you too much sometimes. Not just in the family, I kind of feel like in the work and the environment everywhere, there's sometimes that you need to just say what needs to be said, but you hold it back. Thank you. She's saying there's diplomatic ways of saying it without swearing at them, but there is a diplomatic approach. She's quite funny. She also said that you can always get your own back. Don't think you can't get your own back. So it doesn't have to be that day. There'll be a time when you can get your own back. Yeah, oh bless. What else? Okay. She's saying thank you for the flowers. So do you take her flowers often? Yeah, she's saying thank you. Thank you for the flowers. She likes them. Bless her heart. Now, when she passed as well, was there something planted for her or in her memory? Right, okay. It's just that she's referencing that because she likes that. She knows about that and she's saying thank you for that as well. Yes. She just said, I think I've just said enough. And she said, listen, take in what I've told you and please stop stressing so much. But remember, I'm here if you need me. I'll leave her love with you because I can feel her sneaking off now because she's run off with that cocktail. Bless her heart. She's lovely. She's absolutely fantastic. What a character. Okay. There we go now. Okay. I want to say I'm with a brother now. If he's not brother, he's uncle. But where he's standing, I want to say brother. He's on the same level as the person he wants to talk to. Towards the end of his life, I can feel it spreading all through him. Either he would have had leukemia or something that spread through his body, or there's a cancer that is spread, but it's spread all across his body. And I feel like once they knew he was ill, it was fairly quick with the condition coming across. Anyone take him so far? I thought I was going to you. Is it brother? Thank you. But on the same level, yeah? Well, the funny thing with him as well is he's a bit of a naughty boy. That's what he wanted to tell me because he said that you'd know what he meant. Oh, bless. Okay, there we go. Right, he's been around you a lot lately, and obviously you're aware because you're a spiritual man, but he's saying that he's been around a lot. He was there when you was having the back trouble, trying to do some spiritual healing on you. Okay. Right. Sister's still here, yeah, that he was married to. Is he married to your sister?
No.
You were married to his sister.
I'm with his brother.
Right, okay. But it's married, well, dating, so and obviously he's still here, isn't he? Right, okay. Have things been going missing in your house lately? It's him. It's him. He's been playing pranks because although obviously I can feel and know your energy that you're a decent person and you're a loving person, but it feels like brother has not been himself lately and he's been trying to G him up but playing you up at the same time. Right, okay. It's so funny. Because it's just so funny because he's just run off and it's as if your keys are there and he's just swiped them and he's gone over there somewhere. And then he returns them when you least expect it, so you think you're losing your marbles is the way he's come across. But it is so funny with him. But he's like a breath of fresh air. He just told me that himself. He is like a breath of fresh air. He's just so lively. He's so full of it. And it does feel like when he did pass, it was so quick. Once it come on, it was, and no one expected it, because I don't feel he was that old when he passed either, was he? No. Right, okay. Oh, bless him. It's funny because he's saying he's come today because he knew you was back, so he's got to come and tell you, hello, that was me. And he just wants to confirm that he's been playing you up, basically. Oh. Wants to send love to his brother, though. Okay. Are you aware that when brother mentioned that you was in it, or not you personally, that he was liked men, that brother wasn't too keen on it at first?
The conversation never actually happened, but there was a story behind it.
Right, okay. Yeah, tell me afterwards, please. But you know where he's going with this. Because he wants to say sorry for not being as understanding as he wants to say sorry for not being understanding. But when he looks at it from his point of view now, how he sees things, he understands, is what he's saying. He understands. And he's been wanting to tell you this for ages. Has he said it before? Because he's just giving you a massive hug, because it's like, I'm sorry, I understand. I'm changing. I'm changing, he said. I'm growing up a little. Oh, my understanding's changed. Oh, fantastic. I know, though, that when he was around you, though, you knew he was in the room. Because I kind of feel like with this gentleman, if he was to walk through the door, everyone would turn, because his presence is, thank you, he's telling me he's magnetic. He's giving me the words at the same time. His presence is magnetic, he just said, and you knew he was coming. Oh, bless him. It's fantastic. He said he's like swinging he's clicking his fingers and swinging it. It's like, I wanted people to know I was there. When I was there, you needed to know I was in that room. And it's quite funny how he comes across, because he's saying, because I'm important. I'm important. And I'm important in your life, even though I didn't show it enough then, I am now important. And this, oh, bless him. And this is what he has come forward for, to say, look, I'm here. I've got your back. Funnily enough, he's bringing the back up again, isn't he? But I've got your back.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. What else? I'm done for now. I'll see you soon. Don't be surprised them keys don't go again, though. But, oh, hey, fantastic. His energy, oh, wow. He is full of it. Oh, bless him. Right, where we go now? You're welcome. Oh, here we go. Okay. I want to say that I've got a child or a younger person here. Has anyone lost anyone younger? Female, or aware of someone that's lost a younger female? Little we're talking, not child, but babe. Okay. I just know that because they're in front of me that it's a younger generation. You can take it. Oh. Let me backtrack a bit. I feel like she's older, but it might just be that because she's standing in front. You know how old we're talking, or are we talking babies again? 1 or 2? Oh, you can take it as well, okay.
Yeah, I lost my daughter.
It was your daughter?
I lost my daughter.
No,
she was much smaller.
So oh, okay. So I may be holding a few babies here. This is where we're going. Right, okay, let me get some more for you. Thank you. This child that was born, and had jaundice when they were born. Does this split it up for any of you? Born with jaundice? Can you take it? Do you know of it? You? Ooh, okay. Let me backtrack that. Leukemia. Can anyone take leukemia with a child?
No, the only thing my grandson died of leukemia.
So child leukemia.
He was 17.
Oh, so, but younger generation, like we're talking. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting there. Oh, it could be older. Let me just get some more for you. But it's leukemia, because this is the one that they want to seal the deal with. But I apologise, because I did think it was a girl. Okay. Okay. Can you understand with him then? Oh, may I work you? I always forget to ask that. because I just get going, and then when you get in the flow, you forget, don't you? I do anyway. I don't know, but I just get going sometimes, so you'll have to excuse me. Can you take that he was shy and timid when he was younger? Right, thank you. We are with you then. And it's, did you say son or grandson? Grandson, okay. I feel like when he was littler, so we're talking like 7, 8, would he have liked football because he's got the shorts and t-shirt on? And I'm not saying supporting a team just to like to kick a football. Would he have played? Yeah, right, okay. Because he's just full of energy. He's just, oh yeah, he's off. He's off. And I feel like when the leukemia come on, and I know you said teenage years, but when that came on, he was a shadow of himself. Does that make sense? A shadow of himself. Okay. Was he ever diagnosed with ADHD, or would he have seen, if people looked at him, felt like him, but not diagnosed with, would you have, I know that they label things now, and I do say they label things now sometimes, but he was, you know how the ADHD ones are there, they're 100 miles an hour and then they're flat. Does that make sense? Would you have seen him like that? Where he's 100 miles an hour? Yeah, we're talking like 8 or 9, 7 or 8, whatever we was on about. But full of it, then flat. Yeah, full of energy, then, and then it feels like he just would have chilled out because he's just run out of steam. Okay, sorry. Okay. He's telling me it hit Dad really hard. His dad really hard. Right. Okay. Oh, bless his heart. He's saying because he's Daddy's boy. He's Daddy's boy. That makes sense. Oh, has he come in before? I bet he has, hasn't he?
No.
Has Dad had a message from him? It's just that when he passed, he really tried to get Dad's attention via other people. But okay, although you're very spiritual, would his dad be a bit on the fence? Right, okay, because it's just that he's kind of saying that even if he was, well, he wouldn't jump out in front, you know, if he was to rattle that cup right next to you now, then Dad would have 101 different reasons why the cup's rattled than his son standing there, right, okay. Because it feels like he's been knocking on the door just to say, I'm here, I'm okay, and he hasn't got the message, if that makes sense, because he just thinks it's the wind or whatever. So, he's always got a reason to poo-poo the idea that it could possibly be him, but it feels like his mum would have said, are you sure it's not him? So I kind of feel like there was a lot of activity after he first passed with him trying to get people's attention. And I also, okay, thank you, that's interesting. He's also mentioning that Dad may have not grieved properly at that time.
To be honest, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know that bit, that's fair enough. Okay.
I think he would have taken it very, very hard.
Right. Would you understand though that it still hits him today sometimes? Right. Okay. It's just that's why he's bringing it up. Okay. Oh, bless. He's been around you as well. Have you been aware of him? He's sneaking around your chair. It's so funny. I can just see him in and out. It's so funny how he's coming across. But he knows that you know he's all right because you're aware of him. That's what he's saying. Oh, bless. They used to call you Nan. They used to call you Nan. You say, hello, Nan. Hello, Nan. He just said. Oh, is that? Yeah, well, it's Nan. I keep hearing Nan, you see. Right, okay, thank you. He's confirming that so that you know it's him, which is great. I love it when they do that. Oh. He's saying you were a sweetheart to him as a Nan. You're a sweetheart. He's kind yeah. You know where he's going because he can't. It kind of feels like if he couldn't get his own way with Mum and Dad, then he wanted to go and see Nan because Nan had let him get away with things that Mum and Dad wouldn't. But he also enjoyed being in your presence because he's saying that you've got that energy that you like being around. Yeah, he's enjoyed. Hence why he's doing all the hiding and that because. Thank you. You mentioned hide and seek and that the sort of games you'd have played when he was younger. Oh, bless his little heart. Did he stay at yours when he was younger? Yeah, he's mentioned it. That's why I thought I'd ask. Oh, bless him. He said it's been a while. Has he not been round lately to see you? No. Yeah, he says it's been a while. And oh, bless bless. He said, why not a day like today? Because the sun's shining. So why not? And he's saying that you, although I know I can feel that you love him, but he's saying that he was like, you felt of him as like a ray of sunshine when he was full of it, when he was younger.
He was a beautiful soul.
Yeah, he's saying, oh, bless him. Oh, bless him. Has he got siblings? Has he got siblings?
He's got a brother.
Right, because he's saying the apple don't fall far from the tree. So is he very similar by any chance?
They're a little bit different. They are a bit.
The one that I'm speaking to is more timid than the other
Yeah,
one,
the
but
other
they've
one
got
is-
similarity.
Yeah, the other one is more insane.
Right, okay. It's just that, yeah, he's saying that the apple don't fall far from the tree, so they either look very similar or they are very similar. That's what he's trying to tell me. Right, okay. There we go. Did he used to like being out in the outdoors a lot, because he's taken me for a massive long walk and he's put these special shoes on and he's saying these shoes are for walking and he's just gone. He's out. Right. Because he's a country, thank you. He just said he's a country bumpkin, or that's how he would have been classed. Right, okay. Yeah, he's there's a field or a mud track, and there's either a lane near where he lived or there is somewhere that he wants to. Right, okay. Well, he did say that you like the outdoors as well, but he wants to reference him, so you probably took him when he was younger. Then is what he said. Yeah, I know there's like a long lane wherever he's going. Oh, bless him. Yeah, sorry, he's making me laugh. He's just saying that he's just saying I spent so much time with her. I spent so much time with her when I was younger. And it's funny. Sorry. Did you try and teach him to cook when he was like more teenage years?
No, never did. No, I don't think I did. No.
Okay, sorry. I may have referenced it wrong. There's something you try to teach him that he couldn't pick up as well as you want him to. That's what he's referencing. He's mentioning you teaching him and him not doing too good at it, but you always saw the funny side. But okay. Is Dad your son or son-in-law?
Son-in-law.
Right, okay. Has there at times been a distance? Oh, thank you. He wants to reference it, that's all. Because although that you like him, there's been a time where you weren't too fond of him, where he wasn't dealing with things in the right way. Does that make sense?
I don't know that.
Right, okay. Right, no. All right, okay. Because he's
There
making
wasn't a distance between me and him, because that never happened.
right.
I was always close to him.
You were close to him. Is there a time when your daughter and him had issues? It feels like since the son passed, and it could be the passing of the son that has caused the issue, just because of how they were dealing with it.
Yeah, I think I can take that, and I think I don't know the full story.
But you
I don't
understand
know.
where he's going,
Yeah.
and that's since his passing, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just that I want to reference that that's where he's going with it. Okay. He was round a lot when that was going on to try and make sure that it smoothed out, or he was around, he was aware of it.
No, not at that age.
Oh, he was too young when it was going on.
Too young.
So, because he's referencing since he passed an issue, like after his passing, he would have been around that situation in spirit, not in physical.
Right,
In spirit around the
I don't
situation.
know. Yeah.
But you know that the situation he's discussing since he's passed, and
Yeah,
that's what.
I know I had a message come in the other week, I think it was, that he was not happy about the way things turned out. So
This-
that's anything to go by.
Right, well, it's a situation that he'll be around that's very recent, that is to do with them.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, that's what he's trying to reference, to say he was around while it was going on. And he's bringing that up just to confirm to you that he was aware of that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Now you said it, yeah.
Have I worded it right? It's just that
Yeah.
sometimes I go 100 miles an hour and I don't realise if I've worded it how you need to hear it, so I have to backtrack it. But he wants to make you aware that he was around trying to smooth that situation. We got there, didn't we? She's smiling. We got there. That's that. Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. He was around it. Don't worry. I've been there. I'm helping.
Right, okay.
Oh, Let me see if he's got any more for you. Okay, thank you. You loved being around him because it was like living again as a child. Does that make sense? When you had him?
Yeah, because he was very hyper and I was full of life, so yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what he's saying. It reminds you of being small again. And you love that time
I
together.
just love being with him.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That you love being around him, and it's like you being young again, seeing yourself as young, but you're living life again through his shoes, basically.
I don't know about through his shoes.
But you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Right, okay. It might be that I'm wording it wrong, but as long as you know where he's going, it's like a second chance at it. Or living again, he's saying. Yeah, living again, he's saying. But, oh wow. It's interesting because he's saying now that he gets to see things through your eyes when he's around you, which is interesting. Because he's seeing the other side of the coin, is what he said. Okay. And he enjoys it because he loves time with you in the physical. He's definitely making sure that he's getting the rest of the time in the spiritual, he's saying. He's got to be around. And, okay. And because you're used to his energy, because of how vibrant it is, the way he's describing it, you know when he's aware, when he's around. And, okay, thank you. Right, that makes sense. And he's also saying that okay. I know you teach circles. Do you have things go on in your circle? Because he plays about and has a little bit of fun, he's telling me. Yeah. So if he hasn't already started, he's coming. So remember I've said it because, yeah, he enjoys the circle. It's the energy that you get in the room, that's what he's telling me. He likes being around that energy because he's energetic and obviously you're building that up. It gives him a chance to come in. So, yeah, be wary of things. Yeah, be wary of things coming. And he's smiling. He's smiling about it. Yeah. Sorry, he said, I'm coming, Nan, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming, Nan. Bless his heart. Yeah. Oh, bless. He said, gotta go. And he's just legged it.
Yeah, we'll do.
Oh, I'll leave his love with you. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, he's so energetic. They're all lively tonight, aren't they? We've got time for one more, haven't we? Right, brilliant. We might get another two. We'll see where we go. Okay. Okay, I think I have a gentleman here. Now, this one has got a paralysed arm because this one's gone dead. It's this side. He's smiling. Can you take it for that side? Here we go. That 15 minutes might be taken. I can see it's funny on my arm. So can you take that bit so far? This bit needs to come forward. The paralysed arm. Okay.
I know.
Right. I said dad before. Would it make sense for dad? It wouldn't. Oh, it was a friend's dad, sorry. He's a dad. Let's get that bit right. He's a dad and he's got a paralysed arm. One side, he's telling me, one side of him is paralysed also. Can you knock that microphone down? Oh, right, so the whole of it. Okay. Specifically, can you understand the right side first? So if it happened the first time. You know when you wake up and you've got a dead arm? Yeah, that's what I've got going on here. On this one particular side. Let me get some more.
I don't know.
Obviously, I know that he didn't pass being paralysed, or it doesn't feel like he passed being paralysed. It's just an important part about in the paralysation. Was the paralysation in a work accident or to do with work? Okay. Let me try and get you. Okay. This gentleman wants to talk to son. Do you know his son? Right, okay, I'm not with you then. Can anyone take or know the son of someone that was paralysed on one side, specifically the right? Bear with me because I may have turned that because I heard him say woman, but I thought, no, you feel like a man. So the lady that may work with you and see if I am in the right place. The energy about the lady that we're discussing with the paralysed arm, I'm not saying she was a man, would you understand that she was strong-willed like a man? Would that make sense? Can you understand the hand twitching as well? Although she's got a dead arm, that the hand is throbbing. I can feel it trying to grasp something, but it can't quite grasp it. Okay. And she's within the immediate family. Is she within the immediate family? Because she said, Mum, are we with Mum? Fantastic. We're getting some confirmation from her. Sorry, does the arm look right? It's just that she won't let that go until I place this, and I know my hand's curled in a bit. It makes sense. All right, okay. Can I let go of that now, bless her? Yeah, no, she wanted to get that across, so I'm with you. Bless you. No, well, that's what, the hand's throbbing, but the arm is dead. It's just not working. And it just feels like, when I slept funny and I wake up and I'm like, I want to get out of the bed. That's what it honestly feels like. I'm not taking the big out of the blessed. That is how I'm trying to describe the feeling in that arm that doesn't seem to have much feeling. Okay, bless her. Oh, bless. She come kick you up the bum. You've not been chasing some of the stuff you're supposed to have been doing again. Oh, bless her. Right. Oh, bless. Right. She's such a strong-willed character, your mum. She's telling me that everything was in black and white to her. That's how she viewed life, black and white. She didn't have many faces like you get a lot of nowadays. She either liked you or she didn't, and you knew if she didn't, is what she's telling me. Sorry, she just said, my arm may not have worked, but my mouth did. Would that make sense? Fantastic. She's referencing, like, when the kids used to play knock down ginger and that when you were younger, she would have had them straight out the door. She'd have been out there like a lightning bolt. She's saying with this finger wagging at them. Get off my fence, sort of thing. Yeah, oh, bless her. Okay, and you'd understand with her that she's larger than life. She is larger than, her personality is larger than life. Not that she's larger, but her personality is larger than life. Right, okay. All right, okay. She's telling me she was a bit hip, but I feel like she was like hippie. Would that make sense? Hippie, bit hip, hippie. She's telling me she's very hip, or you were seeing her as very hip. She wants to get that across. Yeah, that's what when she said it, I thought, I know what we're looking at, but she wants to get this across to you that she is very hip, or more hip than you, she's telling me. She is more hip than you, yeah. Yeah, but she wants to tell you she's more glamorous with it. Does that make sense? Right, okay, bless her. Sorry, I didn't say it. I just gave the message. She's saying it with jest though, so I know that you two could have a bit of banter. She's telling me. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what but she's taking the mickey out of your chair now. She's saying she wants to have a go in it. She wants to have a go in it. Oh, bless her. At some point towards the end of her life, did she start to lose her ability? Did she start to hunch a little as well? I know we've already got the dead arm, but would she have? And she would have had. Well, oh yeah. Well, okay. Thank you. Would she have had to use? I want to say stick because one arm's not working. It kind of looks like a frame. That's what. It looks like she's trying to hunch over a frame. Does that make sense? Right, okay. That's why she referenced that. Thank you. It's me muddling that one up. I apologise. Okay. Can you take with her that she would have tried to go faster in this wheelchair? It's just that she's trying to get these wheels going and she's trying to race people. Right, okay, fantastic. It's just that she wants to whiz off and she's going to race like a race car. But she's in a supermarket. This is the funny bit. When she is in a supermarket, is that bit, yeah. You know how they do it. You see it on the... Don't you? She's off. She loves it. Yeah, and it's around the supermarket. There's got to be, there must be a joke around this as well, but there is, don't tell me, but or tell me at the end, but you understand where she's going? Yeah. It's just brilliant how the way she's doing it. She's off. And she's like even wheel spinning this thing. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's wheel spinning this chair. And she wants you as well, okay. So she's racing you at the same time. Okay. Oh, okay. I know where we're going. You've not been living as much as you should lately, and that's what she wants to bring forward as well. Like enjoying yourself, and well, in her eyes, not enough then. But okay, where are we going? No, she's not too serious. Okay, she's saying that you need to be a little bit more strict with the things that you want to do because you kind of go off course sometimes. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
There's ideas, and some of them you kind of stop yourself doing. You hold yourself back a little.
I have done, but I'm not now.
But you're getting better at it. But she's referencing that there has been a time that you wouldn't have done what you should be doing. Does that make sense? Right, okay, that's why we're referencing. She's clapping now because you've started to do what you should be doing. It just feels like you're aware of it for a long time and you just keep holding yourself back. And I understand what it's like to lose that confidence and not want to try. Is she saying you get too comfortable in your comfort zone sometimes? You just don't want to take that extra step. But as you said, you got better. Now, okay, she wants to talk about your mediumship as well. Have you thought about developing trance with your mediumship? Have you? Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay. It's just that I feel that there's potential there that she wants to discuss. Now, it could be that it's just the trance healing side. There's potential there that it could be the fear that's holding you back then that she's discussing, but there is a potential there for you to move forward with this. I know, I've seen that. I'm hoping that I'm not on shift when you're on platform because my turn to come and watch. It's my turn to come watch. Oh, okay. Scares you? Yeah, but you know why? And Nick mentioned it in his speech earlier. It's because they over glorify things, and actually, the simple process that it is, they're trying to Hollywood movie it, and it's not like that at all. So it scares people because people don't understand. And there he goes. He's just seen it. He's just seen, and that's what his speech was saying. Keep it simple, and that's what it is. Mediumship itself. Too many people are trying to take it past what it actually is and trying to add the big words and you need to do this and that, and there's actually a simpler process than we're making it. Would you agree with that? I can see you nodding. It is a lot simpler than they make it. And there's a lot of fear bits that are put in, especially when you take it to the trance mediumship or physical mediumship. There's lots of real scaremongery that they put in there. And you know why? Because they don't want people to develop it. They don't want people to develop that. But you've got so much potential that you could tap into if you let the fear go. Does that make sense? Because there's a big thing about this, and she's not letting it go until I tell you that you need to let that fear go a little bit. Because the interesting thing, and I'm going to say it while we're on about trance, is that trance actually does help to enhance your mediumship, your platform mediumship. I can see it's fine. I'm sure Nick's agreeing as well. It will enhance your mediumship, which is why they want you to take it. Because when we're up here, instead of talking to, there's a lot of people you'll hear discuss. We talk to the guide, he talks to me. It's not like that. When you work trance, I've got your mum here. That's who I'm talking to. They vet who comes in. We work as a team, and then mum is talking to you via me because mum's standing next to me, not my guide talking to mum. It is mum, and that's what that trance will enhance for you. And then when you find on platform, you'll feel them come right in, and then you'll know. Although you're good at it, I've seen you give messages before. I know you can. You will get better confirmation with what's coming. Is that making sense? Because he's coming 100 miles an hour, and Nick's agreed, and I can see a smile here, so I know we're going on the right track. So that, for you, start looking into it, and I know Nick teaches it, so you've got someone that can show you. But they'll push you towards that direction, even if it goes on the healing route, because I know there's potential there as well. But trance is going to come in, or could potentially come in, and at some point you've got to let the barriers down, she just said. At some point you need to just relax into it and just have a go. And if it's not for you, when you've got someone that can show you, if it's not for you, then let it go. But she's kind of saying that when you've got the right guidance, you might lose the fear a little. Yeah. There you go. And there's some confirmation. Dirham, was it? Yeah, thank you. There's other ways of teaching it, and there's simplified ways. So I kind of feel like you were shown, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how they were showing you. Everyone works differently, but there's a better way. And there you go. There you go then. Well, that's where the fear comes in. If they just stepped in, right, okay. So okay, thank you. That's why we discussed guides a minute ago. That now is a discussion you need to have with your team to make sure that can't happen again. Yeah. Because you see, that's one thing. Sorry, I'm off on about mediumship now with it. But they want to bring this in at the same time. You need that. They work with you, but you have to tell them what to do. Well, not what to do, but how you want to work, yeah? I need you to vet it and then let them in. Or I need you to tell me when they're coming, or I need you to step in first and then let them in so I know that I'm safe. That's what they want to get across. But Mum is going to be big in on this when it happens, because she's right here, and that's why she wants to. Well, she's quite spiritual herself, because if not, she is now, and that's why I want to bring. Right, okay, well, Mother's got it in her, and she wants to come and help, but don't be surprised then if Grandmother's not in the background. But it's Mum that wants to come, because it feels like you'd be safe if Mum was there. You'd feel safe if Mum was there. Sorry, they really want to get this across tonight. That's why I'm bringing it out. Okay, yeah. And that's why she's saying she's going to give you that strong will that you need. Because you need to be firmer with your mediumship for it not to happen. Does that make sense? Right, okay. Oh, we're nearly there, are we? Yeah, oh, bless her. She is so powerful, her. She doesn't feel very big, but she's like a little powerhouse. Little powerhouse she is, and she's like, look, I'm here. She's like a bodyguard. Yeah, she can talk. She just talked for like 10 minutes. But she really needed to get it across, because she said you need to hear it. You need to hear that. Oh, bless, I'm glad you can take it. Keep going, though. She said keep going. And with the projects. Don't let the little hurdles hold you back. Oh, bless. And she's leaving in love, and she's blowing you some kisses. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for working with me. Thank you. I'll hand you back over now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. What's a blast? You have your mic back. Thank you.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big thank you, not only to the philosophical enlightenment, but also the philosophical enlightenment. It wasn't on camera, you can't prove a thing. And the wonderful mediumship of Mark Drake. We will speak in. So friends, we have come almost to the end. Please be reminded that if you are at home and watching online, thank you for joining us. Be reminded also that we also have the silent minute that is now set up a week in advance, so I can make sure that it works properly. At 9:25 every evening, we have what we call the silent minute, a 5-minute warm-up of gathering, and then 1 minute of sending out healing thoughts, dead on 9:30, every single evening. I would say without fail, but it depends on the website. But 9 times out of 10, well, 99 times out of 100, it works. So you have the silent minute, and that's from 9:25 to 9:31 every evening. That's UK time for our international friends. And of course, if you are partial to TikTok or Facebook, you can also get your daily message and you start your day with a little bit of a message in a song from the world of spirit every morning. It gets uploaded at 6 o'clock, but you can watch it whatever time you blooming well want. It's automatically uploaded, so I don't watch it at 6 in the morning, trust me. You can tell what time I get up by what time it was starting when it wasn't on automated. But it is also there to start your day off, to close your night. The church continues to travel forward. And so thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you all for being here. We're going to say goodnight to everyone online shortly, where we'll have a raffle and tea and coffee and refreshments. And there is cake. There is cake, and there's also sweets and biscuits and things too. So enjoy that. But one last time, a big thank you to our medium tonight, Mark Drake. Friends, assume whatever position you like to assume, and let's close this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to unite under a banner of friendship and love and laughter this evening. We thank you for the contact, we thank you for the truth, and we thank you for the ability to have had communication with those who have gone before us. As we go out into the world, let us take with us that message of joy and unity and upliftment. And let us remember that it is our responsibility as brothers and sisters of the earth to break down barriers, to embrace unity, to embrace growth, and to end difficulty, frustration, and pain caused by separation and disenfranchisement and disheartenment. We are the ones that can make a difference. Give us the strength to climb that mountain and make a difference. Until we meet again, in your name, amen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, as they say, is that. Thank you again. Get your raffle tickets ready. It's prize winning time. But of course, to everyone at home, from everyone here, after 3, 1, 2, 3, good night. And God bless you all. We'll see you soon. And don't forget, 9:25, you've got 20 minutes. Go and have a drink.